Hi guys, welcome. It's Liz. I see you're just tuning in too. Sorry I'm a little late. I was just running errands. Hi Jenna, so glad you were able to join. If you're just joining, my name's Liz. I'm a fitness and food coach based in New York City. Thanks for the hearts. Right back at you. I actually just ran back from yoga, so appropriately. Hi. Are you excited? It's Friday, because I am. So today's Fitness Friday post is going to be about yoga, and always excited. Welcome if you're joining. So today's Fitness Friday post is about yoga and whether or not there are benefits from yoga in terms of weight loss. If you know me personally and you know how I work with clients, certainly weight loss can be a very healthy goal for certain people. If you're overweight and you're unhealthy, weight loss is not a bad goal. But you won't normally hear me talk about it a lot. I have been using the word weight loss somewhat frequently on social media because I realize that's what people are interested in. Even if I that's kind of like a means to an end. So that's why I wanted to talk about whether yoga and specifically hot yoga are helpful if you have weight loss goals. Welcome if you're joining. Again, my name's Liz Barnett. I'm a fitness and food coach based in Manhattan, and happy Friday. Just want to talk really quickly about the goal of weight loss and what's the best way to achieve it. There's so many people now, including myself, that are coming around as, hi Val, so glad you were able to join, that are kind of making fitness and nutrition and coaching their careers. I'm so proud and passionate about it, and I'm happy I can be here to help people and share what I know. The flip side of that is there's a lot of, circulating information. Some of it's contradictory. Certainly there's more than one way to do something, and there's more than one way to approach a goal like weight loss. So if you happen to have, you can just sign off right now. I know I've never been to Saudi Arabia. Welcome if that's where you're tuning in from. So in terms of weight loss as a goal, it can definitely be a worthwhile goal for many different reasons for health and what have you. But, the old adage of calories in versus calories out, in other words, what you eat and what you work off being the be all and end all when it comes to weight loss, is kind of really antiquated. Not to say that calories don't matter. Absolutely not saying that exercise is not helpful for a variety of things. But, when it comes to weight loss goals, for a lot of people, what matters most is actually stress and hormones. And that's kind of where yoga comes into play here. So if you have weight loss goals, if you've been eating right and exercising and burning lots of calories and you don't see anything changing, you need to take a little look deeper into things like your sleep cycles, your stress levels, your hormones, and all that stuff. And that's kind of where the direction I'm going in with my practice and my coaching. So I'm really excited to be sharing stuff about that. So, yoga. Yoga is what most of us know as a physical practice, and the postures are known as asanas, or the positions, and a lot of, especially Americans, love yoga as the physical practice that it is, and it's challenging and all that great stuff. I love it as a workout, but it's really more than the workout. The purpose of yoga is actually to get your body into a place of comfort so that you can sit still. Now, why is that important? Because I was talking about stress, right? And a lot of us are just go, crazy lives all the time. Yoga is one way that you can kind of mitigate some of that stress in your life. So the physical practice of yoga is an hour or 75 minutes, or maybe just 15 minutes at home, whatever way you do it, is a way to kind of disconnect from all the stresses in your life and focus on your body, your mind, and your breath at that moment. So I am a certified yoga instructor. I actually don't teach classes right now, but I have done a lot of studying. I'm a 200-hour certified instructor. Hi, welcome. Just talking yoga for weight loss. Hi guys, welcome if you're just joining. Just to kind of recap, my name's Liz. I'm a fitness and food coach based in New York, talking about yoga and weight loss. Bottom line is the physical practice of yoga, in terms of how many calories you're going to burn in a session, is not that efficient in terms of calories burned. Now, I'm going to say calories burned and working out is also not that efficient for weight loss, so it really doesn't matter. But I just want to first talk a little bit about Hi from Russia. What I was just mentioning about hormones and all that. So, you could have a perfectly clean diet and, have what you think is the right amount of calories so that hi, Japan. I'm so excited to have all these people from all over the place. You could be eating less calories and burning a lot in workouts and not seeing any changes in your body. And that could very well be because of your stress levels and your hormones. So, I do yoga 2 to 3 times a week and I prefer hot yoga, and I'll talk about why. Thank you. I appreciate that. My Spanish is no bueno, but I do understand that. So yoga for weight loss. In a typical Vinyasa athletic style yoga class, you're going to burn somewhere between, anywhere from like 300 and 350. I don't speak Portuguese. 350 calories to maybe upwards of 700 calories in that session. But honestly, it doesn't matter. And it even doesn't matter in terms of, your diet, in terms of calories, because those are just an arbitrary, like man-made metric that we created to kind of count energy and energy expended, right? So you could drive yourself nuts counting calories and carbs and protein and fat and, using one of your, iWatches to kind of make sure you burn enough calories. Thank you. I appreciate that. Burn enough calories in a workout. But honestly, if you're not sleeping right, if you're not recovering, it's all not going to matter. So, talking about yoga in terms of the physical practice, just the actual asanas, it's great for flexibility. It's great for balance. That's pretty much it. It's great also for core strength a lot of the time as well, in terms of physical benefits. So mobility, flexibility, balance, core strength. Those, what I would say, are the best reasons to physically do a yoga practice, any variety of yoga practice. Now, where the mental and the emotional and the physical, the spiritual aspect come in, that's actually where it gets interesting for weight loss. So you asked if yoga is helpful, Alex. It depends for what your purpose is. So I'm saying yoga, hot yoga, Vinyasa yoga, the hardest yoga class you've ever taken, is not helpful for weight loss from a physical perspective because it's not that efficient at burning calories. Hot yoga, even though you might be sweating like a beast, which I do, and you feel like you've worked very hard because that heat makes you perceive that if you're going to keep talking about boobs, you guys can just sign off right now because it's not going to happen, okay? So anyway, back to yoga. As a physical practice, you're not going to burn a ton of calories in yoga. So if that's what your goal is, in a hot yoga class, you really burn the same amount of calories as a brisk walk, okay? So if you hate hot yoga and you're going because you think it's going to help you lose weight, you should probably not do it, okay? If you love it and it makes you feel physically good, like I love to sweat, it makes me feel like it's very cathartic to me. I feel very accomplished. It makes me happy. That's a great reason to do yoga. If you're working on your flexibility or your mobility, also a great option. Now, this all depends on like the type of yoga. There are men in hot yoga classes. In fact, I see a lot of men in Bikram yoga classes, and I will say that I think Bikram yoga can be very good for men for a few different reasons. Men tend to be less flexible just because of how they work out, or how they don't. And in Bikram yoga, it's mostly flexibility and balance based, and it's a lot of holding poses and postures. So you can get a lot out of each posture because you're doing the same ones all the time. So you can really see how the results will add up. So you see a lot of men in Bikram yoga because it's more like static postures. Again, difficult. It's a word that's hard to quantify, right? I find Bikram yoga really difficult because I get bored in it because it's the same 26 postures. And there's not a lot of physical activity. It's more stretching. It's difficult in terms of the stretching and holding the postures. It just depends on who you are. So you will see men in hot yoga classes, and I think that's great if they're working on their flexibility. Here is a benefit of hot yoga, in addition to the sweating and if that makes you feel good. And certainly there's research and anecdotal evidence that sweating is good for your skin and all that stuff and your lymphatic system, but because the room is heated in a hot yoga or a Bikram yoga class, your muscles are more able to stretch and lengthen. So if you do have flexibility, welcome all my friends that don't speak English and I can't understand what you're saying. I appreciate you saying hi, I hope. So a Bikram yoga class, a Bikram is the same 26 postures, each done twice. There's no variety in the class whatsoever. It's the same exact thing. There's no music. The lights are very bright. It's very straightforward. That also tends to work for men who tend to be a little type A and they want no frills yoga. Hot yoga is kind of an umbrella that is any kind of yoga done in a heated room. I do hot vinyasa. Vinyasa literally means with breath. So you're linking your breath with your movement. So you might inhale reach your arms up, exhale, fold. I like Vinyasa because of the breath work and the movement and the athleticism. It helps me kind of concentrate on what I'm doing at that moment rather than letting my mind be elsewhere. And so that is a form of moving meditation. So just going back, yes, you sweat a lot in many yoga classes. Yes, you'll sweat a lot in a hot yoga class. You're sweating a lot because it's hot. Just because it's hot, thank you, and that you feel that you're working very hard, you're actually not burning more calories than you might anyway in like a brisk walk or a light jog. So if your goal is to burn calories, don't do yoga because that's not going to be effective. If your goal is to increase your flexibility, your strength, your balance, your core strength, your coordination, absolutely do yoga. I love yoga because it forces you to be focused on what you're doing at that moment. In some cases, you're doing a posture and you really have to concentrate so you don't fall down. So that's great. So going back to, is yoga good for weight loss? I'm going to say, burning calories is not the be all and end all for weight loss. Exercise is actually the least effective weight loss tool. It's great for a lot of other stuff. It's great to make sure you're healthy and happy and boost your endorphins and keeps you from being injured usually, if you're doing it right. And there's all sorts of reasons to exercise, but weight loss is not one of them, okay? Diet trumps weight loss when it comes to, diet trumps exercise when it comes to weight loss. And what trumps both of those things is your stress and your sleep. So here's why yoga is helpful for weight loss. Depending on the type of yoga you do and if you really enjoy it, for some people, just the moving meditation of yoga, like I was talking about, I do Vinyasa. I really appreciate all the hearts, guys. I'm loving it. It's really making me feel like you are interested in this topic, which makes me happy. Yes, yoga, and that's where I was going, Alex. Yoga is great for the mind, which in turn is good for weight loss, because if you're constantly stressed and your hormones are all out of balance, it's very difficult to lose weight if your cortisol and your adrenaline and your different nervous system aspects are all out of balance. So if you find yoga calming to the mind because you have to focus on what you're doing instead of worrying about the laundry list of things you have to do once you leave the room, that can help with weight loss because that's going to help with your stress levels. If you find the breath work, which there's tons of research in terms of breath work and meditation being helpful for relieving stress and all that good stuff, the breath work and the meditation will therefore help mitigate any hormonal imbalances you might have. Yoga can help with sleep. In fact, hot yoga is pretty good at sleep because sometimes you're exhausted after and all you want to do is go to bed so you're ready to go to sleep. So that's another benefit of hot yoga if you like that kind of thing. Hi guys, if you're just joining, we're just talking yoga and weight loss. And the bottom line here is if you think weight loss is controlled by calories in and out and how many calories you burn, if that's what you believe, then yoga is not going to be good for you because it generally doesn't burn that many calories. Even the most difficult hot yoga class you've ever been to might not, burn upwards of 500 calories. There's more than 500 calories in most bagels, bagels with cream cheese. So, if you're approaching weight loss with a tit for tat or if this, then that, if I eat this bagel, then I have to go run for 30 minutes, you're never going to achieve the results you want. If you focus on finding ways of moving, of exercising that feel authentic to you and enjoyable, and eating a diet that supports you physically and emotionally. So foods that you enjoy eating that you're not, and that also don't stress you out. In other words, like if you're having that mentality, I can't eat that, that's bad for me. And also finding foods that work for you physically. So I personally follow a mostly paleo diet. I use the word paleo just because a lot of people understand what that means. For me, over many years of trial and error, I've realized that, good sources, quality sources of animal protein with lots and lots of vegetables, with carbs from plant sources like sweet potatoes and squash, and a little bit of dairy, like cheese works for me, but things like ice cream and milk and those don't really work for me. That works best. I found that legumes, beans don't make me feel great. Grains, gluten-free or not, don't make me feel great. I'm from New Jersey. I'm not Italian, but I love pizza. So I will also not feel great if I never eat a slice of pizza again because it makes me happy. But I know that if I have a lot of work to accomplish or a great workout to really dedicate myself to, pizza is not going to fuel me, right? So in order for you to reach your weight loss goals, you have to find ways of moving that make you feel good and perform well. You have to find ways of eating that are sustainable and make you happy and healthy. And you have to find, more than anything else, ways to deal with all the stress in your life, because if your hormones are out of balance, you're not going to reach those weight loss goals. Bye-bye. Weight loss goals. So yoga is great because for a variety of reasons, it helps a lot of people de-stress, whether it's the actual movement or the sweating or the stretching or the meditation or just being in a room for an hour without your phone. That can be a lot more helpful than going to run on a treadmill. So that's what I have to say about yoga. If you're doing hot yoga because you enjoy it, great. If you're doing it because you think you're going to burn a lot of calories and lose weight, might not be the best option. There are tons of different workouts out there. You should find one that you enjoy. And there's different ways of eating. So you should also find ones that a way that you can enjoy eating and it's sustainable and doable. Again, if you're just tuned in, my name's Liz. I'm a fitness and food coach based in New York City. We talked yoga and weight loss. And is it helpful? It's helpful because it's going to help you de-stress and because de-stressing is going to help balance your hormones, and that's what's going to lead to weight loss. Burning calories in yoga, not so much. Burning calories in general during working out, not really that helpful in terms of weight loss. So if you're having some trouble losing weight or achieving your fitness or your health goals, you got to take a look at all the different aspects, just not the traditional what I eat and what I do. There's this like light behind me. I'm realizing it's outside. It's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining. If you have any questions, you can check out my website. It's lizbarnett.com, LIZBARNET. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Barnett. And I scope Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, meal prep Monday, wellness Wednesday, and fitness Friday. So hopefully I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.